Hello, subscribers. This is yours truly, JBlue68, coming to you with my next comic book haul video. Today being Comic Book Wednesday, June the 25th. I actually meant to have this video out sooner, but I decided to go ahead and wait. My comic books were delivered late anyway, and the issues that are in this haul are actually probably about a month old. Before we get into this video, I want to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for liking, sharing, and commenting. Please continue to do so. And tap the notification bell to get more videos like this as I post them immediately. Well, the book that you see in front of you, you're probably saying, well, that's not a book that's come out recently. If you said that and you definitely are comic book readers, then you are definitely right. I brought out some of my Ironheart comic books because, of course, the series will be debuting or has debuted on Disney Plus, either on the 24th or the 25th. Of course, that's today. Three episodes they debuted on Disney Plus. As I'm filming this video, though, this video is actually being filmed before the series debut. But again, since it's coming out on Disney Plus, I decided to bring out some of my Ironheart comic books. For those who think that Ironheart is a character that was shoehorned into the MCU, no, she's not. This particular book right here, this is from the Invincible Iron Man stories from the Marvel Now series that was published somewhere around 2017. This book is actually from that year, from 2017. The character was created by Brian Michael Bendis and artist Mike Deodato, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And this is issue number 1 when she actually debuted in her own solo series, but this was not her first appearance. Her first appearance was in Invincible Iron Man number 7, which I believe came out in 2015 and 2016. I have that book, but I didn't have time to find it I didn't have enough time to find it and actually put it in this particular comic book haul. My apologies. I'm going to show you some of the artwork from the pages too. But again, this came out in 2017, and you can see off to the side here, I have from from Diamond Select, the Ironheart statue, which I purchased years ago. This particular book was written by Brian Michael Bendis with Stefano Caselli and Marte Garcia on the artwork. And it's really, really nice artwork. But I want to show you again, because there are some people who know nothing about the character at all, who've never read any of the comic books, or have not read comic books ever. Here she is right here. Okay, looking, and it looks very similar to the face sculpt of the statue. Nice artwork on the pages here. She was actually a student before she became a student at MIT. I believe she was a student at Stark Industries. Okay, and he kind of took her under his wing, so to speak. And here's the artwork from the pages. Really nice panels there. I really like that. Very, very nice. And this is from 2017. Testament again to how well I keep up with my stuff, with both my comics and my toys, or action figures and statues that I collect. Okay. So yeah, very, very nice artwork there. And this is a very good story too. Very nice intro to her on her own, outside of the pages of Iron Man. And when she started off in the comic book, she actually had her first mech suit was designed after similar color design and color scheme to Tony Stark's Iron Man, as you can see right there. Okay, all right, and I'll actually have some more Riri Williams Ironheart comic books in this haul. Next up, we get into the what is this here? This is the Marvel previews, and this is a story that will be written by Aaron Ryan North and Ed McGuinness of the Marvel All on One, The Thing versus the Marvel Universe series. As you know, The Thing used to have his own uh, uh, what was it, one shot series where he's fighting another superhero or a supervillain or something like that, and they're continuing that. It looks like in this upcoming series, The Thing Unleashed, a 50-page epic told entirely in splash pages. So I don't know. I think this is going to be a one shot, or I'm not sure if it's going to be a continued series or not. But anyway, here's the free Marvel previews, which you can pick up at your local comic book shop or LCS. All right, let's move along here. Some of these books you've probably already seen in other hauls. These are my particular picks that I decided to buy, or what I can afford, and in my budget. Let me take a sip of coffee here. In my comic book cup, I have issues, which I do, which I'm showing to you now. This book, of course, is one of Marvel's very popular event series, big event series, written by the infamous Jonathan Hickman. Artist is, I believe the artist is, if I'm pronouncing the name right, Iban Coelho, or Coelho, as well as Federico Vincentini. The interior art is okay. Also, one of the color artists is Federica Blee. And this book had a whopping cost of $6.99. But then again, this is one of Marvel's premier events for the summer. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard a lot about it. So I do like that cover, though. Next up, we get into Marvel Knights. Man, I haven't seen a Marvel Knights comic book in a long, long time. Marvel Knights used to come out in the 80s, in the 90s, early 80s and 90s. It was kind of like the adult versions of Marvel comics, not for kids, not for children to read, because they were usually very violent, and used, some harsh language, so to speak. This book has received a lot of controversy. It's written by Joe Quesada along with Christopher Priest, who I've seen recently on an interview by Rockin' Robbie Billups, who I watch his channel a lot, Comic Book Philosophers. It was a very cool interview. You can check it out on his YouTube channel, Comic Book Philosophers, and see that interview. But in any case, this book has received a lot of controversy because of the fact that the Black Panther has a child, and his child is white. And that's received a lot of controversy. No big deal to me, because this is kind of like an alternate, Marvel Knights is kind of like an alternate universe and a different take on the mainstream heroes anyway. So for me, it's not a big deal. I haven't read the book yet, but again, I've heard about it. So I'm going to read it ASAP, as soon as possible, as soon as I get time. Book number 2 is not out yet, but it should be soon. This is, the colors of the book are by Richard Asenov, I believe. And the interior art is extraordinary. I do want to show you some of the artwork from the pages here. Beautifully done. And I like that cover too. So let's see. You can show this really quick. All right. Got that there. The sovereign nation of many nations. The sovereign nation of many nations. This one page I want to show in particular that I thought is really, really nice. So there we go. You can see that. Excuse some of that glare. I apologize. And there is the advertisement for Imperial issue number 2. But yeah, so check out that artwork though, there, man. Beautiful artwork. And again, I'm sorry about the glare there. Let's see if we get a close-up shot. You're gonna get an idea of what I'm talking about. All right. Very, very nice. Just adjust this camera a tad. All right, there we go. Okay, so yeah. So there we have it. And this will be a continued series too. I'm not sure how many books will be in the series, but yes. The World to Come, here, Marvel Knights issue number 1 with a $5.99 price tag. Next up, we get into a series I've really been enjoying. This is One World Under Doom, issue number 5 of 6, the 6-part series. This is written by Ryan North, artist R.B. Silva. And there's controversy around this book too. A lot of people who have compared this book in terms of similarity to the real life political environment that we're living in now. And I have to admit, there's some truth to that. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Issue number 5, One World Under Doom. Next up, we get into the Alex Ross Timeless Variants, which I think I mentioned in my last comic book haul that I was going to start collecting more of these books from Alex Ross Timeless Variants, which I'm very, very excited to have and to present in this particular haul. And eventually, what I do want to do is an Alex Ross comic book haul one day when I get all the books that he's released from his Timeless Variant releases. This is the Avengers issue number 26. And on the cover here is Giant Man. This is written by Jed MacKay with the interior artist is Andrea Brocardo, I believe. And the color artist is Federico Bellini, who I mentioned, who actually was on the book for Imperial issue number 1. So he's also one of the artists on this book. Very cool cover there. And then the next up, we get into another Timeless variant, and this features the original Nick Fury on the cover. Of course, we have a white Nick Fury and we have a black Nick Fury. This is Deadpool and Wolverine issue number 5, and as I said, we have the original Nick Fury, of course, is Caucasian or white. The one we see in the MCU, portrayed by Samuel Jackson, of course, is portrayed by Sam Jackson. Rumor is that we're going to see the original version of Nick Fury in Secret Wars. That'll be interesting to see. And that's not meant to offend anybody when I say black and white. We're just identifying ethnic nationality. That's it. This book is written by Benjamin Percy. Artist is Joshua Cassara and Guru FX. And the interiors of this book are very nice as well. Okay, let's move on here. We have another Marvel Timeless variant, Alex Ross. One of my favorite characters who does not get enough recognition. She had a solo series at one point, but it's been a while, but she doesn't get enough recognition and credit, and that's Tigra. And this is the West Coast Avengers issue number 7, if I'm correct. Written by Jerry Duggan. Artist is Danny Kim. Color artist is Arthur Hsu. All right. Let's move along here. More Timeless variants. And this is, I believe this is the Immortal Thor number 23 with Valkyrie on the cover. Beautiful cover there. But there's no credits of who the writer is or the interior artist. I think, because I did look through the book, the interior artist, I think it's John Romita Jr. I may be incorrect. Please correct me in the comments below if you don't mind. If you know who the writer is of the book. They didn't put the writer, or at least I didn't find it when I looked through it, of the book, of this book in the credits, which I thought was very unusual. But all right. Moving along here, we have this incredible cover of Pietro Maximoff, also known as, you guessed it, Quicksilver. This is the Vision and Scarlet Witch issue number 1. And it's written by Steve Orlando with artist Lorenzo Tomita, I think. Ruth Redman is the color artist. And the interiors are pretty good for this book. But yes, this is the brother of Wanda Maximoff. As I mentioned his name, Pietro Maximoff, the Quicksilver. Love that cover, man. I love pretty much all of Alex Ross's covers. As you can see, I have more Alex Ross drawings here. Okay. And this is Iron Man issue number 8, written by, and this is Jean Grey as the Phoenix Force on the cover there. It's has a very retro look. Looks like something, a drawing from the 1960s. That's what they call the timeless variants. This is written by Spencer Ackerman and Julius Otta, I think, with interior artists Michael Dowling and Alex Sinclair on the colors. And good interiors for this book as well. Very good interiors. All right. Next up, we get into a character that needs really no introduction. And you see him on the cover there of his own book, that being Moon Knight. This is Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu, issue number 8, written by Jed MacKay. Artist is, let's see, Devmala Pramanik. I hope I'm not slaughtering that name. And the color artist is Rochelle Rosenberg. Beautiful interiors for this book too, as well. I can't show the interiors for every book, so I'm going to try to get through this haul as soon as possible. I'm not going to speed through it, but I'm going to take my time with it. But you know, I'm going to get through it and not waste you guys' time. Okay, but that's a cool, very cool cover there. Then we have another timeless variant, Alex Ross, another character who doesn't really need any introduction, and that is Iron Fist. This is actually Daredevil issue number 21. I would think though, since this is Daredevil, that they would have had Alex Ross do a cover of Daredevil, you know, for the timeless variant run. But oh well, it should have featured Daredevil on the cover. But I still like that. This is written by Saladin Ahmed, a gentleman I've met a couple of times. Very cool guy, local artist here in Michigan, from Dearborn, Michigan. Trying to straighten these books out there. All right, so yeah, this is written by, as I said, Saladin Ahmed, and the artists are Jose Luis Soares and Carlo Nieto are the interior artists, and they're good interiors for this book. Okay, so that pretty much ends it for the Marvel haul. The next haul we're going to get into will be DC Comics, and then I have some independent comics as well featured in this haul. And first off, we have the DC Connect, which features has books that will be coming out solicited for the month of from now into the month of August, from June into August 2025. And this is a very exciting cover here from DC, the DC Universe, from the team behind the Massive Verse. The Massive Verse comes a new sci-fi Batman epic. Oh, that's interesting. I like that suit that he or she is wearing. It looks like a female version of Batman. Let's lower the camera there. It says Immortal Legend Batman by Kyle Higgins, Matt Groom, Erica D'Orso, and Dan Mora. Okay. And this is free also at your local comic book shops or LCS. But I always say, you know, when you go to your comic book shops, buy some comic books. Support them. They're small businesses and they need the business. So make some purchases when you go there. Don't just go there and pick up free comics and leave. All right. Next up, we get into what is this here? This is a Hush book, Hush 2, book number 2. In the sequential order is issue number 160, and of all of the books of this series, issue number 925, if I'm correct, from the All In storyline, if that makes sense. It's written by Jeff Loeb, art by Jim Lee. Also features artists Scott Williams and Alex Sinclair. This is a gold and black foil cover book, cardstock. Really, really nice. Yeah, I'm right about the contributing artists to this book, but it's very, very shiny. You can't see it because it's in the plastic, but this book actually gets the smell. Let's see. This book actually gets the smell of the week or smell of the month, whichever comes first, but it smells very good. I love the smell of books, fresh books, and this one definitely has a good smell to it. All right, let's move along here. So next up we have in the DC lineup, this is Superman Unlimited issue number 1. I believe issue number 2 is already on shelves. I love that cover there, Summer of Superman. And of course, we know we're in the precipice of the release of the new movie. This is cardstock too, if I'm correct. Yeah, Dawn of the Emerald Era. Let's see, am I seeing? Yeah, this is written by Dan Slott. Artist is Raphael Albuquerque. The colorist is Marcella Maiola. Good interior art too. Interior art. The story kind of hails to the traditional storyline of the good guy Kal-El or the good guy Superman. Those colors really pop on camera too. I really like that very much. All right, let's move along here. So next up we have another foil cover from DC, and as I said, continue saying, DC's been killing it with these foil covers, man. This is what is this? This is Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong Part 2. I have the original, the series Part 1, and all single prints. I'm going to buy these as single prints as well. That is a really, really cool cover there. The first story arc was done very well. I thought it was going to be a cash grab, but it wasn't. The story was very, very well written, very well told. It is who is the writer of this? I didn't get the name of the writer of the story, but I'm going to pull this out of the plastic anyway. I want you to see something. If we can. All right, let's see. Let's open this up and see who the writer is. We can. The interiors are very nice too. Excuse that glare. Let's see. Some nice interior artwork there. See, we can see who the writer is. Flipping through a lot of pages to get there. I don't know. They don't show who the artists or the writers are. My apologies. I didn't capture that before I actually put the book in the haul. But anyway, I want to show you this. That beautiful foil cover promoting the Superman movie that will be coming out July the 11th. Look at that. Very nice. Let me see if I can see it. It was in the back here. Is it Tom King? I think it's Tom King, yeah. Yeah, I do believe. If I'm incorrect, please correct me in the comments below. But look at that. That's a really nice promo there for the upcoming Superman movie by James Gunn. Okay. All right. So, that's Justice League versus Godzilla versus King Kong. And speaking of Godzilla, here is one of the creatures from the Godzilla universe. This is Mothra, Queen of the Monsters. This is from IDW Comics. It's a gorgeous cover there. The interiors are okay. Stories by Sophie Campbell. The art is by Mac Frank and Sophie Campbell. And Mothra is fighting some creature called Megaguirus or something like that, which we've actually seen in one of the Godzilla movies before. Yeah, this is IDW, and this is issue number 3. Okay. And one of the most beautiful covers, I think, in this haul, and I think that's you can really accredit to in the comic book world, period. I've always said this. The covers for the Thundercats is absolutely gorgeous. This is issue number 15 of that series. It's a spin-off series of this particular run too, but I'm not really trying to collect that. I just want to stick with the main series for now. That is a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous cover. The interior artwork is, again, okay. It's not the best. This is written by Declan Shalvey with artist Joe Mulvey. The cover artist, or the main cover artist, is Lucia Parilla. Lucia Parilla, I believe, if that's correct pronunciation of the name. But that artwork is absolutely stunning. That is stunning. Wow. Moving along here, another book from Dynamite Comics. This is The Terminator, issue number 7. And another book also written by Declan Shalvey. And the artwork is by the artist, I should say, is David O'Sullivan. The colorist is Colin Cracker. The interior art and the panels actually have improved from previous issues, because I've always said with this book too, the interiors are okay. Story's good, but the interior artwork is okay. But the interior artwork for this book, this issue of The Terminator, again, definitely has improved. All right, let's move along here. Next up, we get into Boom Studios. This is the first horror comic book that I've collected in a while, outside of Something Is Killing the Children. And this is the same publisher of that series, again, Boom Studios, celebrating their 20th anniversary. This is issue number 1 of Don't Be Afraid by Judd Ellison S. Doyle. That's a long name. It's illustrated by Alessandro Esterin, colored by Francesco Segala and Gloria Martinelli. The interiors are very stunning. It's a very ghastly and dark and moody look to it to illustrate this creepy story. And let's see, yeah. Yep, I would show the interiors, but again, we got to move along here. Next up, we get into Stranger Comics by creator Jonathan A. Jones. Sebastian A. Jones. These books were sent to me from him personally. I chat with him time to time on Instagram, and he autographed these books for me. That's an absolutely beautiful cover there. This is written by Sebastian A. Jones, as I mentioned, and Prentice Penny. The artist is Sheldon Mitchell. And that's a very, very beautiful cover there from the world of Asunda. This is Niobe Endura. Just look at that artwork, man. That is absolutely incredible. It's like a portrait into itself. I've collected Stranger comic books for quite some time now and love the stories that he presents. Here's another book from that world, the world of Asunda. This is Morka Moa. Again, a character that's derived from the world of Asunda. Almost looks like the Incredible Hulk, but he's not. This is written by Sebastian Jones and Daryl May. Right? And also autographed by Sebastian. Thank you again, Sebastian. So we're going to end this haul, actually, with 2 more Marvel comic books. And this is from Riri Williams Ironheart storyline. So for those, again, who are not familiar with Ironheart, yes, she had her own comic book series. This particular series, I believe, was when Brian Michael Bendis left the book and turned it over to Eve L. Ewing. This is series number 2, and I believe this came out in 2018. I think it was. It's written by Eve L. Ewing. Artist is Luciano Vecchio, with Giaffo on the layouts and Matt Mila as the color artist. And I believe this again was a second run as an independent featuring Riri Williams as an independent superhero. And Brian Michael Bendis had left the book and left it into the trusting hands again of Eve L. Ewing. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the entire series, or the entire run of the series. I have the entire run, but I couldn't find it in enough time for this particular comic book haul. But right here, you can see she changed up her armor. Her armor is completely different for this particular series, as you can see. So yes, Riri Williams, Ironheart. This is issue number 7, I think. Yep. Here's issue number 8 with Doctor Strange on the cover there, and a new character that they introduced. Let's see. And here's issue number 4. And again, I apologize. I couldn't find all the books in enough time for this haul. So that's it. That's all, y'all. Hope that you've enjoyed this particular comic book haul. This comic book haul. If you've watched the episodes, hopefully you've enjoyed them. I honestly, I will say I don't have much expectations from it, but I do have a lot of hope for the series that it will be good. The first episodes, like I said, premiered on either the 24th or will be premiering today on the 25th. The other second half of the series will be 3 episodes, and they will premiere on July the 2nd, if I'm correct. Oh, and I forgot to show this too. Let me just pan the camera over to the side. I also have this Image comic book preview over here, which features, of course, Image Comics upcoming for the next couple of months. All right. Okay, so that's it. That's all for this haul. Again, thank you all for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you can get more videos like this as I post them immediately. Thank you all again for joining me. Peace, love, and hair grease.